So that video ended. It looks like I had to upload a new one. So this is part two. And we're probably going to have several volumes of this topic. So let's see. I just had finished reading all my precepts on that second segment. And now I want to dive into so what I'm gonna do from here, I'm gonna start from the beginning because he is Alpha and he is Omega, right? So we're gonna connect the two, and I'm gonna start from the Alpha, the beginning, and I'm gonna jump to the end, to the Omega, and we're gonna start just till we get to the middle. And I'm gonna go until this video runs out, and then I'm gonna let y'all chew on this for a while, and then I'm gonna come with another version, another volume, or whatever you want to call it later. So I'm starting at Genesis 1:3 through 5, and it says, well, let me read from the beginning. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void. So basically, he created. So, okay, I just had an epiphany. The earth is everything, according to what this is saying, because it has no form or void. And then it says, and darkness was on the face of the deep. So that basically means there is just nothing. Like you look up in the sky and you just see nothing. It's like you're sitting in darkness, in pitch black room, right? And the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. What waters? The celestial. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. So it's like as if the Most High is looking at himself in a reflection. And then he says, let there be light. This is what some would call conscious wisdom, spirit, existence, conceptualization, and he saw the light and that it was good. See, this is like wisdom, God's, the Most High's wisdom. He said, let me be God. And let me be the Most High. I am the Most High in all that I encompass. And then he's saying, he divided the light from the darkness. He called the light day, and the darkness he called night. But let's keep reading because this is not. So the evening and morning were the first day. So let's keep reading. Let's read 15. Now keep in mind the sun and the moon and the stars and all that, the firmament of our earth had not been created yet. So it's as if his wisdom is conceiving the concept of day and night and time and space. It was all that was conceived. the reality of it in that moment. So he's saying, okay, now that we have a limitation of some sort, if that's what you want to call it, time and space and, energy, it's like the most minute of things was created in that moment. And then it says later on, starting at Genesis 1:14, he says, then he said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heavens to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and seasons and for days and years, and let them be for lights in the firmament of the heavens to give light on the earth. And it was so. And in the Most High made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. He set them in the firmament of the heavens to give light on the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And he saw that it was good. So everything that he made so far was good. And in the beginning, nothing was bad, except Lucifer when he came to earth. So, and he encompassed the whole propensity for evil. See, evil must exist. Why? Why ask that question if you aren't looking to fill your vessel? Like, if you're just asking that question because you don't want evil to exist, or you're complaining about how life has been for you, or how bad things happen to good people, as a complaint, woe is me, what's the point? But if you're actually seeking to know why evil must exist, why must evil exist? I mean, there's got to be a counter to everything. Now, what people need to be stop asking that question and focus on the fact that good was first and will be last and will overcome evil in every form. What does good mean? It means of the Most High. He wants, if we didn't have something to show us what is not of the Most High, our propensity to be full would not be as great. He gave us that to help us with our understanding of how great he is. That's just a part of it. That's as much as of my mind can hold of that concept at the current moment. I'm sorry, all this talking got my cotton mouth starting to build up. And then let's go to, let's see, I'm going to jump to the New Testament, and I'm going to say James 1:17. tell you, these pages are so hard to flip. One of them Walmart Bible. Pages are real flimsy, and maybe it's my fingers, maybe I should look within instead of blaming everything outside of me. But anyway, I just passed it too, and then I couldn't grasp it. All right, 117. It says, every good gift and every perfect gift. So we were just talking about the fact that everything that is good is of the Most High. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above and comes down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shadow of turning. Of his own will he brought us forth by the word of truth. Of his own will he brought us forth by the word of truth that he spoke, that we might be a kind of first fruits of his creatures. So what does that mean? His word that he spoke in these scriptures, he gave us his wisdom. He brought us forth to his wisdom and bestowed it upon us in bodily form like a dove. So that we may be a kind of first fruits of his creatures. Let's see. I'm going to go to Exodus 10:21 through 24. And it reads, Then the Most High said to Moses, Stretch out your hand towards the heavens, and that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt, darkness which may even be felt. So Moses stretched out his hand toward heaven, and there was thick darkness in all the land of Egypt 3 days. They did not see one another, nor did anyone rise from his place for 3 days. But all the children of Israel had light in their dwellings. So we've already established, for the most part, what the difference is between light and darkness. Let me do a New Testament, and I'm going to go to 1 John 2:10. And it reads, He who loves his brother abides in the light, and there is no cause for stumbling in him. But he who hates his brother is in darkness and walks in darkness and does not know where he is going, because the darkness has blinded his eyes. So, in applying this to the last scripture, through the hate and the mercilessness that the Egyptians had to the Hebrews, and in bonding, placing them in bonds and forcing them into slave labor, and completely just neglecting their, the Most High's desire And see, it's become more subtle in today's day and age because, you have people who profess to be Jews and are not, but are of the synagogue of Satan. And the last thing they want is for you, if you are a true Israelite, to know that you are. Why? Same reason Pharaoh didn't want to let the Israelites go and have their relationship with the Elohim during that time. Their heart is hardened. They hate the fact that they aren't really, for one, an Israelite, and two, it's in them to be evil. Evil must exist, but it will not persist in the end. All right, so I'm gonna do another. Let's see, Exodus 13:19 through 20. And Moses took the bones of Joseph with him, for he had placed the children of Israel under solemn oath, saying, the Most High will surely visit you, and you shall carry up my bones from here with you. So they took their journey from Succoth and encamped in Etham at the edge of the wilderness, and the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of cloud to lead the way, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light, so as to go by day and night. He did not take away the pillar of cloud by day or the pillar of fire by night from before the people. And so I'm going to jump now to, I'm going to just pick something, Romans 2:17 through 24. See how all this comes together? I just have a bunch of precepts. I don't actually have this mapped out. But this topic, we're going to see how it all comes together as we read. That's how you know you are in the spirit and your wisdom is being added onto. The spirit is speaking to you. So Romans 2:17 through 24, and it says, indeed, you are called a Jew and rest on the law and make your boast in God, the Most High, and know his will and approve the things that are excellent, being instructed out of the law, and are confident that you yourself are a guide to the blind, a light to those who are in darkness, an instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes, having the form of knowledge and truth in the law. Yet you therefore who teach another, do you not teach yourself? You who preach that a man should not steal, do you steal? You who say do not commit adultery, do you commit adultery? You who abhor idols, do you rob temples? You who make your boast in the law, do you dishonor God, the Most High, by breaking the law? For the name of God is blasphemed amongst the Gentiles because of you, as it is written. For circumcision is indeed profitable if you keep the law, but if you are a breaker of the law, your circumcision has become uncircumcision. Therefore, if an uncircumcised man keeps the righteous requirements of the law, will not his uncircumcision be counted as circumcision? Keep in mind now, we are talking about Hellenized Israelites here. This is who he is talking about. Someone who is an Israelite, but because they've been living amongst the Roman rulership for so long, they're not even circumcised in their flesh. So it says, but if he keeps the law, is his keeping of the law not counted as circumcision? And will not the physically uncircumcised, if he fulfills the law, judge you who, even with your written code and circumcision, are a transgressor of the law? See, these laws and these statutes were a guide for the Israelites while they were in the wilderness in the Old Testament. And now we're seeing how, even a person who is not circumcised can still have the light if they keep the commandments. I'm going to give another one here. Let's go to Proverbs 15:30, and it says, it reads, Proverbs 15:30 reads, the light of the eyes rejoices the heart, and a good report makes the bones healthy. The ear that hears the rebukes of life will abide among the wise. He who disdains instruction despises his own souls, but he who heeds rebuke gets understanding. So this is like Yahweh Shah. I have a precept for that, and I'm going to go straight to it. One is, he who has ears, let him hear what the Spirit saith to the churches. But I also have Matthew 6:22. Matthew 6:22, and it reads, the lamp of the body is the eye. If therefore your eye is good, your whole body is full of light. But if your eye is bad, let me read the King James. This is the New King James. But I don't want to, sometimes the New King James just clarifies things that are hard for milk drinkers to understand, which is why I try to read it when I'm doing these things, because I've been told that my preaching is like a smorgasbord to the like a new person going into a buffet and trying to eat everything, like it's just too much for some people. Excuse me. And I've been trying to learn how to make it a lot more simple. But 6:22, and it reads, wait, hold up. Let's see. Oh, shoot. 6:22. And from the King James, the light of the the light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, and this says, be good, thy whole body shall be full of light. But if thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? It's like trying to mix, cold and hot, or, righteousness with unrighteousness, straddling the fence. In one eye, you have your sight set on the Most High, and in the other eye, your sight is set on some girl's bouncing booty or whatever, your desires are split. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So if your eye is single, it's focused on only one thing, and that should be the Most High. Um, let's see. I'm gonna end after I break down these precepts, and I'll come back another day because this is just it's a lot, and I want to give people enough time to really enjoy this meal before I start bringing out dessert or seconds or whatever. But Ecclesiastes, I mean, 2:12 through 14. I'm sorry. Man, these pages be sticking together. I'll be scrolling through them, and then in like 50 pages it just flip flop. All right, so 2:12 through 14, and it reads, "Then I turned myself to consider wisdom and madness and folly. For what can the man do who succeeds the king? Only what he has already done. Then I saw that wisdom excels folly, as light excels darkness. The wise man's eyes are in his head, but the fool walks in darkness. Yet I myself perceive that the same event happens